So many people's lives are so bitter and broken right now that the only relief that they have is to rest in the destruction of yours. So they've got to build up even the idea of you failing just to give them a timeout from their own failures. Because everybody's life is just running into a cliff. So even if you didn't do it, I need you to possibly do it to make me feel better about the fact that I'm not doing it. Or to take the time off of what I'm doing wrong. It's like, I need you to fall and mess up because it gives me a break from dealing with my own mess ups. Or I need for you to get fired to take the energy off of me getting fired. So we find joy in the possibility of your fallen humanity because it gives me a time out from my own mess.
Okay. All right. I'm putting cases on all you bitches. Huh? You think you can do this shit? Jay!
I said I'm never coming back again. Next I stepped away from the mirror. I got my mind made up now, cause I can see the future much clearer. What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Let's talk about it. Haters need winners to lose. You know what I'm saying? Haters need winners to lose, G. I might put Coach Prime up here for the winner, because using what Kirk Franklin said, I think right now that's the best description of it. Because, you know, a few months back, people was like, oh man, you know, he's too much of a diva. We don't like him, so we're gonna make his sons pay for it. 9 months later, that they find out, oh, he has cancer, and he's been battling that. So, but there are a lot of people like that in the world where I don't care what you got, I'm a hater. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna finally meet some adversity, and here's where y'all get it twisted. You don't have to be a perfect person to be a winner. But winning takes effort. Winning takes hard work. Winning takes a lot of preparation. And it takes a lot of a heart in the moment. You have to learn how to be a winner. That's something that you have to learn and cultivate and get better at it and better at it and better at it. So this idea that people are just winners and it's just how God made it, and people are jealous. No, people have earned their spot. And like I said, you don't have to be a perfect person to be a winner. Some people wind up being a winner and they become a winner in life because they're a winner. And some people, because they're not quote unquote perfect people, their imperfections knock them off of their own pedestal that they built for themselves. But for you haters out there, that doesn't matter because you're not winning. You know what I'm saying? It didn't happen to you, so it ain't real. It don't count. You're more deserving than the person that worked for it. You're more deserving than the person that earned it. In your mind. You know what I'm saying? Why him and why not me? Because you got to remember something. For every one person that makes it, there might be 100 that didn't. 15, 50. If you've ever been to a casting call, right? Everybody who got casted didn't get the role. So you remember who was in the role if they did good. But if they did bad, they'd be like, oh, it's terrible, man. I was better than them, and I get it. And some people might be, but most people aren't. So why I'm saying, haters need winners to lose. Because it makes you feel better. But the winners don't even know this. But using like athletics, and you can say internet trolling as a thing where people have this thing where I want you to know I hate you. Like the Happy Gilmore thing. And I might use that, like Eminem and Happy Gilmore, jackass. Because that's what some people thrive on. You remind me of myself, but I'm a loser. And you're a winner. So how did you win and I didn't? Because I feel like I'm better than you. because I know me and I don't know you, right? So you have this issue. So it's a lot of heartlessness, in my opinion, because you know people who won in life still suffer things, and I think sometimes that's the issue. Sometimes where we kind of feel like, hey man, look, I've suffered more than this person, so why are they ahead of me? You get what I'm saying? So it's like, I mean, that's just that's the cards that were dealt. Cause see, if you see somebody as a winner, that doesn't mean you can win in their situation. You can see yourself in their shoes now and go, man, I could do that. But can you be where they were born at? Area, time period, can you go through the things that they went through? Can you work through all of the things that happened? Can you do all of that? And a lot of people say, yeah, but a lot of people saying that um, when they don't actually have to put in the effort. Like there are people in the world, and I can attest to this. I'm not as successful as I would like to be in my life. And I've outworked people who are more successful than me. But I don't hate them for being more successful than me. You get what I'm saying? Like things happen. But I'm not gonna go, oh man, because what I'm saying, I did more than they did. So what? Sometimes you working hard in the wrong direction. Sometimes you working hard away from your blessing. And they just happen to be working hard. And sometimes it's just not your time. More times than not, it's actually just not your time. And here's the other thing about, haters needing to see winners lose. You might want to take the time you spend hating on keep on you putting in the work. Because a lot of times what happens is people make it before other people. That's normal. But you can miss your time just being a hater because you're not focused on you getting where you say you want to be. You're focused on, I hope they fall. I hope they fall. I hope they fall. I hope they fall. Well, guess what? While you hoping on everybody's downfall, somebody's working. Since you're not working to be where you're supposed to be, somebody gonna take that. You know how they used to say, God gives everybody gifts, but he'll give yours to somebody else if you don't use it. That's a true thing. That's a very true thing. So sometimes, man, you got to put two and two together. Like, hey, just because I'm mad at whatever going on in life doesn't mean that I need to hate on whatever you got going on in life. And I'm going to tell you the other thing that a lot of people who are haters don't get. You want to sit in the winner's success, but you don't want to sit in the winner's pressure, fishbowl. See, a lot of y'all want to be, I want to be that successful, but you don't want what comes with that. Because you think it's easy. Oh man, people saying stuff. No, it's not easy. Because if you're not well known and you're accustomed to not being well known, you're not accustomed to, since you're well known, the world's gonna know what's going on with you in a bad way before even your family might. So everywhere you go, people I heard about it. You ain't ready for that. Y'all ready for the praise and like, man, that was good, but you're not ready for the bad at all. At all.
And you got to take the good with the bad. Not to mention, sometimes successful people just want to have be regular people, just like the same way that regular people want to be successful people. Because you don't know what you got until you don't have it anymore. People want to be famous. It sounds good until you going through drive-throughs your whole life, because you can't sit down. You can't do normal stuff. It's not. Oh man. On the flip side of that, successful people like, man, I just want to. I've seen it where man, I just want to just. How come I just can't go somewhere, just chill out, and just be treated as a regular person? Why I got to be this everywhere? And some people get addicted to that too, and they want to be, known as that entity everywhere they go. That happens too. But let me pivot real quick to get back on topic about haters want winners to lose. That's why we live in a world where the media tears people down so frequently. Because more people want to see you crash and burn than they want to see you succeed. See, we like the underdog story when they're the underdog, but once they get over, nah. And if you can't get over that in your head, like, I'm a root for the underdog even when they get over. Because they came from an underdog background. Whatever happens, happens. Remember, you don't want to be in those shoes because you can't handle that. Because you want to be the underdog that got over without people turning. That's what people do. People turn on people that are more successful than them. But the one thing I can say that the winners do is they don't waste the rest of their lives. I'm not gonna waste it. And I've seen a lot of, seen it a lot. Like, I'm not gonna waste my life worried about you and you and you and you and you and you and you. I'm going home. You can talk about me all week, but I'm going home. And some of y'all don't realize that. They start tuning people out. That's why I don't want to take pictures. I don't want to do all. A lot of y'all don't realize is a toxic spirit, you know, with surrounding successful people, because they have so many people wishing out for their downfall, and they just want to be in a peaceful place. And that toxic spirit, when they leave, you still got it, and that's why you'll never be in a successful place. So I'm gonna leave it at that. Tell me what you think. Like, share, subscribe. Catch you on the next one. Peace.